Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. I hope that you all have had a great start to your week. I have really enjoyed my time away. I usually take about 2 or 3 weeks to just do a recharge, a refocus, focus on family, focus on what I want to accomplish within this next year, just getting a recharge and just sometimes just do nothing. I'm not going to even try to tell you all of anything that I did because I'm going to tell you I did absolutely, positively nothing for the holidays but eat and be merry. So today I just want to just give some encouragement because I did not realize that it was a national holiday for National Quitters Day. Did you all know that was on January the 10th, that they have an actual day that some people that have started out with their New Year's resolution goals, and you're able to say, I'm not able to do that. We're going to do a trial run to see if I'm going to be able to do it. But if I'm not able to do it, oh no, it's not going to be done. I just want you to kind of think about what are some of the goals that you have set? What are some of the things that you have thought about that you want to see different in your life from 2025 going on forward? What is it that you want to see? What is the vision that you have had? And I don't want you to quit. You've done enough vision boards. You've done enough people of talking about what you're going to do. You've dreamed enough about it. You've had enough of things of that you have said within yourself that you are going to do. You know that you don't like that job that you're going to. You know that you may be in a relationship. You want to be able to see things different. You may be at a place where you are single and you like, listen, I want to be able to get this man, get this woman this year. I want to be able to have my mate. You may be in your marriage and you say, okay, I want to see some things different in my marriage. I want to be able to see my life different. What has been some of the things that you have been envisioning with yourself? I want you to hold on to that and not think that I have to be on National Quitters Day. Because the thing is, it may not be a national holiday, but most of the time by March or April, we have already done a national quitters. We said we can't do this. This won't be anymore. We can't do it. But I want you to start thinking about those things and how you can begin to start saying to yourself, how can I begin to map out on what my life will look like every day if I already have achieved it? I don't want you to start thinking about you working towards it. I want you to work from the place that you already have it. You're just going to take the steps to get it. It is vital that when people start thinking about goal planning, many times what get them stagnant is, number one, they get caught in a snag or a hurdle or an obstacle, and then they allow themselves for that obstacle that has come to say, okay, well, that just might not, that must not be for me to do it. Or you get frustrated because it's not going at the pace. So you be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. But you have to start thinking from this place out. You can't already think, okay, once I get these millions of what I'm going to do, you have to already start acting like you're a millionaire. You may not be able to spend the money, but a mind shift has to happen. That is why many times people who win the lottery are already bankrupt, money gone within the end of the year or months because they did not change their mind. You have to work like Romans 12:2 is say to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means that it's already transformed, but I have to constantly do the work. And it takes work. If you want to lose weight, it takes work. To practice self-care, it takes work. To work in a marriage, it takes work. To be an effective single, it takes work. To be a good financial manager, it takes work. Everything takes work. But what work are you willing to take? What work are you willing to do? What steps are you willing to do to be able to get to that place that you already have envisioned for your life? When many people come to me and say, Michelle, I just want to change my life. I just want to be able to see things different. I want to be happy. The first thing that I ask is, what would that look like for you day to day? Because if you can't envision of what that would look like from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, then when you start doing the work, you're not going to have an end goal in mind of me knowing that you have arrived at that place. When you say, I want to be able to be financially stable, what does stability look like for you? Because it looks different for everyone. So one thing that I would just say to you today is, number one, Do not allow yourself to get stagnant in this season and talk yourself out of your goals, your visions, your dreams. This thing in our head are many times, it's not the things, it's not the obstacles, it's not the people, it's not the haters, it is not society. It is within our minds of what we have told ourselves. Many times we have told ourselves we're not good enough. When we hit an obstacle or a place, we'll say, oh, that's not going to happen. Or we saying that we want to do it and we'll speak in faith, but we're not really believing in faith that it's really going to work out. You have to be so in tune with what you're doing. When they talk about that thing of becoming, that is what my mentor talk about a lot, of becoming. You cannot wait till you become a millionaire to say, I'm a millionaire. You have to start having a mindset shift already to operate in such. You cannot say, once I become a business owner, you have to do some things to start shifting your mind from employee to employer to be able to have an effective business. You cannot say, I'm going to walk in ministry and be a ministry leader if you do not already own what you're going to do in ministry and not look at a place where I'm just a nobody, but you are somebody that has a purpose and a plan that you need to fulfill. And I want to go back to that thing again, because sometimes people think about with humbleness that I have to act like that I am a nobody. I have to act like that I'm not important. I'm just not insignificant. I'm just unqualified. These are the things that we tell within our mind. But what we have to realize is that, you were created a special design, crafted in your mother's and your father's womb. That when you there, but you in your mother's womb, you weren't in your father's womb. I said your mother, father's womb. When your mother and your father met, let me go back and retract that, because fathers can't. But when you were in your mother's womb, even before your mother and your father met, it was already things behind the scene that you already had a purpose. You are like a Maybach, as I shared with my Midday Jumpoff team, that you are like a Maybach. That is a special design, because the thing about it is Maybach does not ever have to do commercials. You don't ever see them trying to do a sale or commercial, because they already know their worth. It's not cocky. It's not pride, because you cannot do this thing on your own. I can't get puffed up in myself, but I have to realize the worth that I am. And so we have to get out of here and have it to connect with here. Because once these two become aligned, then that's what I'll be doing the work. Because out of my heart of what I'm going to believe is going to be in line with my mind. And when my mind is going to come out of my mouth is going to come with actions. So I want you to start thinking about, for you today, is what is that one step that you have taken to see your life different for tomorrow? What has been that one seed that you have sown that you have begun to start seeing your life different for the next year? Because the thing is, it's not about the major shift. It's those small little shifts that happen in your life that are able to see things different. I want you to be able to be so determined. Whenever I go out to do my yard work, which I tell y'all, I really don't do a lot of yard work. This is sometimes me just pulling up weeds, because I just put a whole patio out there, because I do not like to do grass like that. So until the husband comes, we're going to just be doing that, okay? But what happens all the time is I will go out there and I put out this weed killer. 2 months later, here comes some weed coming through again. I go out. Somehow these weeds are able to still pull through and still come on up through. I want you to be so determined with your goals and your visions that you be like those weeds. That you realize that you were a God creation. Specific, whatever it is, whether you may think it's big or small, but it's big to somebody. It's big to your family. It's big to you. I want you to be so determined like that little weed that it doesn't matter what you try to put down, no matter what you try to hinder my way, I'm going to still come up. I'm still going to sprout up. I don't care about what has happened in the past. I don't care what has tried to hinder me. I'm going to be like that weed, and I'm about to sprout up. So put in the comments, I'm sprouting up in this season. I'm sprouting up in this season. And the thing about weeds, it starts out as one weed, but then when you come out and you still let it be there, it's gonna start multiplying. It seems like it just starts spreading all over the place. So you don't know if that one thing that you sprout up through of how it's gonna spread and cause so much to happen in your life that you can only imagine. So allow yourself to dream this year. Allow 2025 to be different. No longer going around this mountain, no longer speaking. You've done enough vision board parties. You've done enough for talking to your friends. You've done enough of talking to people and doing the planning. Now is the year of execution. So let the execution start today. Let's go get it. Let's go walk into the purpose that is already set for us, that God has already had his plan. But now is the time for us to take that step and start stepping into a new that is already waiting for you. Have an amazing day, and as always, walk in purpose. Peace.